Okay, I'm back. Okay, so the name of the game is going to be something that a lot of people might know. And it is a very good one from what I've heard. We'll find out if that's true or not. What did I miss in chat? Changes Alberta to a pool cue duel. Sits calmly in the corner sipping a oh my god, Dalton. I'm just unpacking all the sewing stuff I bought. That's an awesome rebellion emote. Flips a table. Oh my god. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. I have never played this game, so this will be very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and switch this off, switch this back on. See what happens. Oh, wow. Hold on. Jesus Christ. That was... What was that intro organ? Who created that? Alright. So this is What Remains of Edith Finch. I've heard some very good things about this. And what's it called? I hope that... I don't know. I hope it's good. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Of course I've heard of it. But I never heard good things. What even are eardrums? I know, right?
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
It's a very pretty game already. Alright, hold on. Good. The audio. Now I gotta turn it back up again. Okay. It's a very pretty game. And if we look at this already, very pretty.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
What does this look like at full? Oh, shift zooms in. What is with, you know, what is with, I'm sorry guys, game capture has been really fucking up lately. Oh, that's worse. Oh boy, that's much worse. Okay, no, we're going back to this. There we go. Is there like a specific, I'm sorry, I'm just, this is, at this point, this is... This is just bothering me to a point where it shouldn't have to bother me too much, but it will. Whatever, it's fine.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Such a good game, apparently. I've heard very good things about it.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but
no, it's
didn't
not a
tell me
running
what it
game.
unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
The Finches. So I figured that after the chaos that was Dishonored,
but I saw a few hoof prints.
The chaos that was Dishonored, I felt like we could use a calming simulator to end the night. But it seems like there's a lot of people. Oh, Niak, this is not a horror game. It's not classified as a horror game.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
That is a bizarre-looking house. Look at the top. Who the hell built this house? That's very intriguing, though. Very intriguing design. It obviously was a house that was added onto over time. Wow. Hello, neighbor. Oh, this game totally isn't... Are you sure? Yeah, no, Niak, it's not classified as a horror game.
As a child, the house made
another
me
lighthouse.
In a way I couldn't put into words.
You have a point. I didn't think of that.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Alright, I'm just gonna do one more thing here. Let's make the resolution quality high and see if that does anything. It improves it a little bit. Okay.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
What?
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Doesn't unlock the front door. Wow, this house has obviously not seen anything in terms of action in the past very long time. See what I mean, though, already? This game is so interesting already. Coming back up in the driveway again. So I can go around this way.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left.
Wow, the environment is gorgeous. How many, how many people have played this game, I wonder?
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Oh my god, hello kittens, how's it going? There are books everywhere. Hey POTUS, how's it going? The Donald, very interesting username. This was free on PS4 a while ago. I sort of regret not playing it. It is a very interesting...
But instead of a family, there were just
thing.
One.
How's it going, POTUS? Hope your night's going well. Never heard of it? Yeah, this is just like it's a random walking simulator I found the other day. For some reason, Grown ass can't fit through a doggy door. How mysterious. I don't have it, but I have seen people play
like
it.
how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
This is very interesting lore already.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Huh. Yeah, you're in the middle of the woods. It tends to happen when you're in the middle of the woods. Let's head this way. Wow, this place is...
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Jesus. This place is a mess, I have to admit.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Okay. Wait. Marv, why are you mentioning Molly?
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
I saw like a smile, but too many T. God damn it. The cat's name. Oh, Molly. Yes, yes. Molly does a thing? Now I see what you're saying. Oops. Hitting the wrong buttons.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Spill the tea, sister. Oh my god. So her great-grandfather built the house. Interesting.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
God, there's so much to like interact with here. Wow, this house is so interesting.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
I've heard, or from what I've read, this,
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
I've heard that this is about a woman whose family has had a very bad plethora of just bad luck. So all the bedrooms are sealed. Interesting. What a positive game, part 2.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Weird.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Whoa,
like
this is so weird.
This was gonna lead.
Saving, thank God. It's Molly's bedroom, Marv. It's Molly's bedroom, look.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Oh, wow. It's got Molly's name everywhere.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's, oh, wow. You have a body. Interesting. Sorry, you just don't usually see that with first-person stuff. Hmm. Molly, 1947 was the last time that this calendar was changed. Oh boy, like we're in for a story. Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
She went to bed without dinner?
I kept eating and eating.
Ew.
I ate a lot of things that night.
At least she didn't eat the gerbil. Yeah, I know, right?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
There's a chain on her door.
And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
This is really weird.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
This is really weird. What the hell is going on?
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
What fucking drugs is this little girl on?
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
What the? This is so weird.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Oh god. Okay, hold on. I have to say, this game, again, I love this game. I want to crack jokes, but I feel like that's kind of a no for these types of games. You can if you want to. I'm sorry. Are we in Goat Simulator now? But with a shark? Shark PG. The Cowie Animorphs now? What face? All of them? I know, right? This is really weird.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I'm a snake now? Oh no, I'm in a... What?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Now I'm a monster, apparently. She has one long tentacle. What the fuck?
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
This is seriously concerning. I feel like this is a dream, but still.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new.
Jaws origin story.
I swam towards it.
It's kind of a scene. No, it's not a horror game, Kitsy. This just happens to be, honestly, the first
I
part.
slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
I promise you, if this was a horror game, I would have seen it and I wouldn't have done it yet. I seen videos about this. Oh my god, this tentacle. Is this kind of a sea? Yeah, this is a sea monster, yeah.
I got closer and closer.
Oh no. Oh, that's not where I'm supposed to go. Okay, hold on. Am I supposed to go to bed, or what am I supposed to? Am I supposed to go kill the gerbil, or? Oh, there we go.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
I just realized it says Molly lived from 1937 to 1947. So that was the night she died. She was only 10. Wow. That's very interesting.
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
How did she die at 10? That's obviously what remains the question. Well, it said that she became a cat, a bird, a shark, and then a monster, and then there was a monster under her bed. The question is, something must have happened. Weird. So now what do I do? Oh god. That was the cat.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though,
Your parents were
when we adopted a
anti-vaxxers.
stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Okay, next.
I
This is
spent
really
a lot
weird.
of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
This is a really weird game. This is Grandma Edie's room.
We got
apparently.
along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh. Dragon kills Finch.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Jeez.
Her room was like a museum.
This game would be really fun drunk. Oh my god.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
Why did it do that?
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So that was Odin's memory right there. Interesting. Okay. So Odin was the one that built the house in the first place. Interesting. Okay. Well, this is a pink bathroom. Jesus.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Oh, man. gonna have another secret door here?
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What the fuck was this family doing? For the people who wanted to stare at cotton candy while they shit. That's fair.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Jesus.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
A lot of drugs? Yeah, actually that might really be the case. Saving.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
The command center.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Oh boy.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I'm not doing anything, by the way. Brian, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream.
Dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
I'm not doing anything, by the way.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strange.
He was 11.
When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Jesus Christ, he was 11. This game makes you feel the things you don't feel, like, very much. No kidding, Brian, no kidding. Jesus.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
How does she know to do all this? How does she know to do all this stuff?
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
So that's the way back out.
Whenever people ask me about my family,
the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Oh, that's true. She did live here, Anime. You're correct. But she said that she didn't...
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
But she said that she didn't know the passages existed.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
So this is Barbara's next, it looks like. I played this game on Game Pass. I can say this, everything has a secret in this house. Apparently, Brian, no kidding. This is what happens when you play too much Minecraft and then build a house. Yeah, no kidding. Yikes. Plus. Happy birthday. Ooh, that is stale as fuck now.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most
They must have
unfortunate family.
talked about them. She probably had her own. Oh, that's true
The
too. Yeah.
surprise ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but
Hey,
I'm
Pan,
not
how's it
hearing
going?
Terror.
Yeah,
What if
Eniac,
I
I'm
tried-
fine.
One
I'm
gang
just
of hoodlums
just
and
listening.
Halloween
This is
masks have
very
been terrorizing
weird.
Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right. Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
Suck me ass. Hello, Brycey. Are you drunk or something? Well, the place feels like it was still something, but not much rotting. I thought it would have been broken wood cracks in the first time I played, but the house had gotten much bigger when you get closer. Alright, I look forward to it.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
No way. Is that Michael Myers' theme? It is.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
With some extra stuff.
Rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh.
Rick?
God damn it, really?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Boy, hold on. That was cool. If this is saying from the comic book, maybe it'll reflect something in real life, like a double hint. I mean, I got the idea that I have to now wind the music box, and that will get me the key to the basement now. I got that much.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, no way.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Music is making me want to play Dead by Daylight. I know, right?
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Yep.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Oh boy.
At the door, she heard whispering.
And he's gone.
It was coming from
Did you get the last
inside the
achievement?
house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent.
What the fuck is this game? It's very weird.
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all
I have that on my
ever
list too,
found of
Brian, the
her.
Turing test as well.
Her ear.
Ew,
Now,
her
that's what
ear?
I call a real eerie tale.
So the reality is that she was murdered by the Hook Man and all. Okay. interesting.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Wow, she was 16. God, this family dies young. She was 16. Yikes. That was a really, really weird tale. This is a weird-ass game. Whoever did this game must have been tripping at the same point. Right. Well, now we know how to get to the basement.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
So that's good news. There's the glass table area.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Okay. Yep, not horror at all. It's not supposed to be horror. It's not classified as horror. A home buttbot, you're drunk. Buttbot loves things like this. Remember when we were just exploring an old house and looking at pictures? Yeah. Yeah, POTUS. Those were good times. Oh, here's
Mom
Sven.
said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Man, this house is so bizarre. Around and making sure there's nothing to talk about or interact with.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
A secret door? Another one?
I remember asking Mom
What
once
the
about where
fuck
Walter
is
had
this
gone.
game? Where is my sea monster? Now this would be a perfect place for a sea monster.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
I've seen weirder, but I could say something shocking. I never played Destroy All Humans. Oh my god, that's like
If
my
there's a pattern in all these
childhood.
stories,
Also, this is a... almost looks like a bomb shelter.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter's bedroom. Fifth...
Goodbye, everyone.
53
I can't
years.
believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
I'm clicking every button. Oh, God. Really right now?
But after a few days, I settled into a routine.
This is the mouse, by the way.
That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today.
Bottoms
I
up.
was expected to be dead tomorrow.
This can. Right now.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
What's the bombing? There's no bombs going off, is there?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
It's just I'm planning of playing the
And then one
remake,
day,
and this is also SpongeBob.
everything
Oh yeah, the
just-
SpongeBob remake. I can't wait.
Stop. Whatever
What's
that thing
shaking?
was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
They're purposefully dragging this out, obviously.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
But this guy was just insane. Good to know. This has been the weirdest experience. I did not expect this at all with this game.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake.
So he thinks that somebody killed or something
But I need
killed
to stop
everyone.
living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one meal a day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Well, we all know how he died.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left.
So it's interesting
or
how
maybe 2.
there's one
I
left.
thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
So she's the last person alive in her family, it
And
seems.
found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh boy. Oh wow, and the entire Earth is now disintegrated the track. Wow.
I don't
This
know
game
if I
is
should
both.
even be writing this.
This game is both beautiful and depressing as fuck.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
She's writing to somebody.
And the history you're a part of.
Wow, what a beautiful world they've made, though. Seriously, what a
Though
beautiful
to be
world.
honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
I want to see if there's anything over here. No. There's a lighthouse. We talked about lighthouses earlier. Hey, Blackbird, what's up? Wow. What a beautiful area. I wouldn't mind living with a view of like that, of some kind. I don't want to live in this family, God no. But I would love to live with a view like that.
And when you look at the house, that
Yeah,
history
it's
of
very odd.
imagination and stubbornness and madness,
It is very odd.
any of it seems possible.
Odd is a good word for it. Definitely.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a
High
cemetery
chaos
before
run.
starting the house?
That's not my fault if it is. So apparently they finished building the cemetery before the house.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Oh. Oh, these are all the pets. Oh. That's actually
3 of the
really
gerbils
sad.
are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Yikes. Oh. Burpy, Derpy, Derpy Jr., Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy, Zerpy. Oh my god. Damn, that family ain't meant to have pets.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh, Edith Finch. So Edie's already dead. She's the most recent one to die, it looks like. Interesting.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea.
Poor people.
My
Yeah,
mom
no
was
kidding,
always
anime.
trying to
Jeez,
move
this is
on, but
morbid.
for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Well, that's the old house. Oh, God. Wow, the old house is in the water. Wow. It's bizarre.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Atlantis?
But the older
Derpy?
I
I would
get,
be
the more
sad
I
if it
can
didn't
see
remind me
where
of
my
a
mom was coming
Oh
from.
my god. God damn
Her
it,
dad had been
Brian.
pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
What a cemetery. The cemetery is huge.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
I gotta say, the environments in
But
this
looking back
are
on it
just
now,
so beautiful.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh! 22 weeks? 22 weeks? Hold on a second here. Hold on. Hold the phone. Does she look pregnant to you? Alright, sounds good, Blackbird. I'll be here. She does not look pregnant. Let alone 22 weeks.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Play Headlander? Interesting. Okay.
They were both pretty intense.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey! That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I have more snacks tonight, so I'm about to
just
go get
saying,
some
I'm
myself.
not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Dad!
Ooh!
Good eyes, Dawn.
That's cool.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Ooh. Her mom really wanted her to know where she would seal all the doors and passageways.
Dawn,
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive...
Well, I watch the Trailer
be
Park
strong.
Boys sometimes. I love crude adult humor. Nice.
Great shot, Dawn. I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Now I'm controlling him.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh, shit.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Jesus, he was 33. God. By the way, some of these are pictures of the devs, by the way.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
That deer got revenge. Well, that was a bad hunting accident. Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. It's actually really sad that that was an accident. It's really sad, that's all. Next passageway.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, so Edie is her aunt. Interesting. Oh, boy. Gregory. Oh, God. Gregory was 1.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh, God.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Hey, Obey Your Body. How's it going?
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
So much unknown feels.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
Oh my god, what is this? Baby with powers? Yeah, no kidding.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
God. That's awful. That's actually awful. What a sad, sad story right there. And of course they made it animated and happy and lively for his sake.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
This guy was 13.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
This kid made me laugh once on an insult. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Now they're in the tent. Okay.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh,
Thunder
jeez.
sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father
So
said
immature but
was,
funny? No,
"Make
I know,
the
right? That's
music
actually
louder."
hilarious. Oh, shit.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
So how many people do we have? Like 1, 2... Oh, 2. 3. And then Edie. 4. God, this poor family. What the fuck?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
This is like a really pretty fever dream. Yeah, no kidding.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Was I supposed to do that? Hold on. I feel like I was supposed to do something else up there. Make sure first. Sorry, we're gonna have to climb this again. Things get more darker once you get close to the top. You plan to finish the game today? I hope so, Obey. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. See.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation.
I felt like, why
and got a
not?
job
I mean, it's
teaching
not really that
English.
long of a game.
Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
These are the gardens.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Okay. Oh, wow. 1992. Let's say a birth date, though.
Milton
Upper
Finch
classroom?
and
What?
a magic paintbrush.
That's really neat. That's really neat, actually.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Oh, he disappeared. So they don't know when he died, but he disappeared, it looks like, when he was 11.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
That's her brother. Oh, jeez.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
That's sad.
Mom definitely blamed
this whole game
me,
is
but
really
I
sad.
think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
When you get to Louis, it gets even darker. Oh boy. What a positive game.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Is that hookah? Yeah, that's hookah.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
In games, yeah.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself.
Substance
In our
abuse.
sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Not surprising.
His mind began to wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names.
It's weird, I have to do, what's it called? Multitask
He knew
here.
it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss, but he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on.
This is really weird, because you have to, like...
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Dual stick movement. It was something on here that played with the brothers.
On the edge of a city.
Yeah, I'm doing mouse and keyboard,
Louis
so...
Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
I'm using mouse and keyboard, but the keyboard is used to control this, and the mouse is used to control the hand itself.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him. But all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held
Wow,
an
this is
election
so
for
weird.
mayor. And he won.
Yeah, because...
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh, God.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
I'm more of a controller person, more of an inhabited experience. Yeah, this is,
New Louisville.
I would say the same thing, except I feel like this
St.
is like
Louis.
this really good. Actually, this really represents the mind of somebody who has
He started
ADD
drifting away
very
from our
well.
reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Yeah, this represents ADD very well. You're like doing something else, and then this is what you see instead.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince.
Why not?
The prince was on his own quest for
Oh, God. Hello, Killons. How's it going?
radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of his silver harp.
You're gonna finish. You just finished D&D. Nice, nice. I finished Dishonored, and now we're doing What Remains of Edith Finch, and it's
His chase
weird.
led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the
Very
moon.
weird.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh, wow.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success
We all
in
got
the real
cursed
world,
items. It was
I
fun.
think
Nice.
It was overwhelming.
You just had to make it a little bit more gay, of course.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Alright, so now I'm obviously back.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh, God. This is where he worked? Jesus.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
My dragonborn traded was cursed back. Oh, jeez. Yikes.
He
Sorry,
began
I'm
to
just kind of
despise
here.
the man with a royal contempt.
Oh, poor Lewis.
I still thought I could save him.
So that was Lewis, right there.
Even after
God.
he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Imagine a built dragon man in a heavy blue and gold armor with a that sounds enormous.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Here comes the dark part. Seriously though, poor Lewis. God, that's terrible.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
It's a walking simulator, Killens. You have to start it from the beginning to know what really is happening.
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Look at the top.
Bend down his head.
Oh, God.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Man. That's a brutal way to die.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
He was 22.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
I know, right? I did not expect this to be such a dark simulator. Holy shit. Wait. Is there a way up in there? I'm not seeing. There must be a way up. Such a positive game. Oh, there's another exit. That's what I missed. The environment is beautiful, and I will not stop saying that. Like, look at that view. God, what a view. Holy shit.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
God, I love this game. I don't know why anime. It's so dark. It's very well done though. It's a very interesting game.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another.
Because it's
All
the
that's
top.
left now is to tell you about that last night.
I'm surprised this, oh, this is Edith.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
It is beautiful, but man, I can get dark over time. Yeah, I really can. No kidding.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Ow.
God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
This is so sad.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
And of course, it's still a thing. It's still open.
Things I can't explain.
So this is the first
I
house.
need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Jesus.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it.
but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Damn.
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Yeah,
this journal was supposed to be for you.
To an extent, anime, but not completely.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
Oh, this is about going through the birth canal. Oh, God.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Wow. So she died giving birth. Interesting. Oh, that's it. Is that it? Yeah, that is. Wow, that was much darker than I thought this game was gonna be. When I saw this game, it said it was a walking simulator that described a woman going through her family tree. That's literally all it said. Wow, that was really dark. But overall, that was a really, really well-written narrative. Holy shit. The story, just the connections that they made from everyone's family tree, or to the family tree of everyone in the family, and how they connected it all together, and how they progressed it and built it up to Edith's actual story itself. That was really, really well done. Yeah, Brian, I agree. It's just a story. Honestly, it's a story about life. Like, that's really interesting. It's a story about life. Story about people going through life and how they all, certain people, you know, die from certain different things than others, but jeez. Wow. Okay. 2 games in 1 stream. Yeah, we finished 2 games in 1 stream today. I'm not going to try to do a 3rd. Makes you feel many feelings that are hidden from you. Yeah, exactly, Brian. It gives you, like I come out of this game feeling satisfied, but also uncomfortable, and I think that's the point. Group cry, yeah, really. You love it anime because it's beautiful. It's honestly a very beautiful game. It's realistic, it's sad, but it's beautiful at the same time. I did not expect that from a walking simulator, honestly. I did not expect that much of a deep, dark story inside a game like this. This is why I'm a variety streamer, and this is why I try different things out. This is why I play a bunch of different titles, is to experience a bunch of different things. Like, yes, we have a focus, obviously, on shooter games, but, you know, games like this are a good break from that. So, these are all really nice credits. Yeah, Kitsy, agreed. I feel the same way. I feel like this is a game that you want to experience. Like, I'm glad I experienced this, but I probably will never touch this again. Wow, they worked 5 years in this game. Very small team, too. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Oh, interesting. Jeez, what an unfortunate family. Alright. Well, thank you all for joining me. That was really, really, really interesting. I'm really glad I got to experience that. I don't think I'll ever play that again, but it was really nice to experience that. So thank you all for joining me for that. Let me see who I can throw you guys over to. Oh, here's somebody I never get to raid, Isaac. He's playing League and I despise League, but I never get to raid him, so we're gonna raid him. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back probably tomorrow. And I will see you guys very soon. I'm not sure what we're gonna play next. We'll figure it out though. Take care, folks. Have a good night. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.